All right. So welcome everyone. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, and as promised, we're going to be doing a yoga flow today that inspires your balance. And so just talk a little bit about balance first, why we spend so much time on balance. It goes way back in yogic traditions to one of the Yoga Sutras, which is sort of the roadmap for the yogic lifestyle that was laid out a long time ago by Patanjali. And the Yoga Sutra that inspires our willingness and our drive to find balance it's called Sthira Sukam Asinam. Sthira Sukam Asinam. And what that means is the satira is your steadfastness. It is your heat. It is your firmness, your strength. It is rootedness into the earth. And so you're resolutely abiding in a soft and good space. So the sukha of Sthira Sukam Asinam, sukha is the ease and the softness that we invite into our body. So trying to be firm through our musculature, but not really tight, not gripping. We still breathe softness into the shape with our beautiful prana as it comes in and out. So everything that we strive for. Wait a minute. I thought I muted everybody on entry. Let's try that one more time. And it is mute on entry. Someone must have unmuted themselves. Okay. My plan only works as good as it works on my end. So we always are looking for where can we invite a sense of strength and effort, and where can we invite a sense of softness and ease. They go together. It's not one or the other. It's how can they interplay so that we can find a sense of balance. And this plays out again in the yogic lifestyle. The yogic lifestyle is not just about the shapes we make with our body. The shapes we make with our body is one out of 8 limbs of a big plan for a yogic lifestyle. We look for this sense of balance in what we eat, right? We're always encouraged to eat in a balanced fashion. You have a bowl of ice cream, but maybe you wash it down with some green juice, or a little bit's okay. A lot is excessive. Somewhere in the middle is where we're striving for. So our food choices, if you follow the Ayurvedic lifestyle, it's all about balance. Our thoughts, right? We don't want to dwell solely in spaces of despair and catastrophe and agony. We want to encourage joy and gratitude and thoughts that will help balance out these strong moods. And in our bodies, you can't always just run, go. You have to rest. You have to stretch. You have to sleep. You're awake, we're asleep. The universe is such a perfect example of natural balance, right? Day and night, and the seasons, and the water cycle, and anything that just comes around and goes around. The nature is always trying to restore a sense of equanimity in its own way. So that's all to say, just laying the theoretical framework for our balance work today. We are going to have it play out in our physical shapes, doing lots of balancing shapes on the earth, standing up. We're going to do a little arm balancing today. So all of that said, stay within your own zone. Find a balance in your own practice so that you're challenging yourself as much as you like to, but resting as much as you need to. Okay? So with that said, we're going to start on hands and knees today. And before we settle into our centering shape, just invite you to move. Move. Maybe your eyes are closed and you're letting your intuition guide you in some movement around the mat. Really getting into the joints of the body. Noticing how everything feels today. Hanging out for a few extra breaths anywhere that feels really good to you. Starting to notice the breath. Take 2 more breaths of movement. And then start to sink the hips back to the heels, finding your child's pose. Rooting your third eye down to the earth, reach the hands in front of you, lifting the elbows if it's comfortable, spread through the fingers. Soften the shoulders slightly away from the ears if they've drawn up, and let yourself surrender. This is what Melody Beattie, who wrote Journey to the Heart, which I read from yesterday, this is what she says about balance. Learn what it feels like to be centered, to be balanced. Learn what it feels like to be off-center. Learn to tell the difference, and then come back to center as quickly as possible. Quiet, relaxed, feeling right about what you are doing, on track, in harmony, at peace, in balance. No turbulent emotions racing through you. No disorganized thoughts clamoring through your head. Your body feels aligned and you feel connected to it. And what you do and say, it comes from your center. It feels right and honest. It feels like you, and you feel connected to yourself, your deepest self, your soul. And in this space, your heart is open, and so is your mind. So as we practice today, where can you resolutely abide in good space? Where can you find the heat and the passion and the courage of your sthira? And at the same time, inviting the tenderness and the ease of your sukha. Having them beautifully married together in each shape. Start to notice the sensation of breath. Notice how the body expands and contracts with that breath. And invite in your intention for the practice. And as you do this, you're welcome to bend the elbows, bringing the palms together just behind the head. Creating your personal mantra statement. So this is the seed that you plant, that you will nourish through your practice with attention and breath. And you will watch it grow. Take a big breath in. Let that breath go. One more big breath into your intention. And spread it all over your mat. Letting it inspire your practice today. Start to walk the hands over beyond the right edge of the mat. Place your right hand on top of your left. And imagine trying to slide your left hand out from under the right palm. Just draw back. Feel the stretch into the left side body. Root into the left side hip. Take a big breath in. Let a full breath out. Keep the left palm where it is. Slide it actually down the mat a little bit and start to come onto your left shoulder, taking a little twist. That right arm can stay up to the top of the mat, or you can wrap it around looking for a hip crease. Keep sinking your hips to your heels as you breathe into this twist. One more big breath. If you have an arm bind, release the right hand back to the earth. Send both arms back out in front of you in your extended child's pose. Reaching with the fingers, sending the hips back to the heels. And then start to walk the hands beyond the left edge of the mat with the left hand on top of the right. Press down through the palms as you try to escape with that right hand so that the stretch becomes a little deeper on the right side. Exploring the deep breaths in and out, building that pranayama practice. The prana will always bring you ease and softness. And then slide the right hand down just a little bit. Come onto your right shoulder to thread the needle. The left arm can reach in front of you or wrap around, looking for a bind on the right hip crease as you take a spinal twist. Noting that you're exploring the whole breath each time. Nice. And then release the bind. We're going to unwind back into your extended child's pose. And then start to slither forward, bringing your heart to the earth, lifting the hips above the knee. This is your anahatasana, your puppy pose. Sinking deep into the heart, toward the earth. Maybe you're on your forehead, maybe you're on your chin. Keep tilting the pelvis backwards. Take one more big breath. Nice. And then we're going to slide all the way out onto our belly, coming into a Sphinx pose. So your shoulders are over your elbows, forearms are parallel. As you inhale, press into the earth, gaze up. As you exhale, slightly round the spine, bringing chin to chest. Maybe your hip points lift from the earth. So think cat-cow here. Inhale, lift up, draw the heart forward. Exhale, chin to chest, round through the spine, hips maybe lift just a bit. 2 more, inhale, and exhale. Last one, keep the thighs firm, big breath in, and full breath out, beautiful. From here, we're gonna tuck the toes, flex the feet, press into the forearms, come back to your knees. Come into your table position. Nice. Beautiful. And we're going to work on a little balancing in our balancing table. So as you inhale, otherwise known as bird dog, but I like to think of it as balancing table. I'm going to put the word balancing in front of as many things as possible today to remind you of our focus. As you inhale, reach the right arm forward, press the left foot back. And look for extension here. Can you find it through the spine? Can you find it through the arms and the legs? Draw the belly up and in so you're not sagging in the middle. Take one more big breath and release the hand and the knee down. We'll try that on the other side. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Pressing the heel back, reaching the fingertips forward. Feel the contraction in the lower belly. One more big breath and release. And then we're going to start to speed that up. You're going to take your table for a little walk. And know that one of the ways to help support your balance is through your drishti or your gaze. So invite your gaze to float onto a spot that's not moving. That'll help settle your mind, which helps bring stability to the body. So on the inhale, right arm, left leg. As you exhale, release back down. Inhale, left arm, right leg, and release. And the hips stay stable, and the shoulders stay stable. And just start to find some meditation as you float with the breath. One more on each side. Nice. And we'll take it on the left side. Beautiful. From here, we're going to curl the toes under, begin to lift the hips, find downward facing dog. Now, let's take off this. In your downward facing dog, just start to shift weight from side to side a little bit, shifting into the palms, shifting into the feet. From here, we're going to start to do something similar to our bird dog. We're going to invite a little challenge into this. So as you inhale, come forward into a high plank And see if you can lift your right arm and left leg, and then release back up to downward facing dog. Inhale, going. Just have some fun with it. Let it make you smile and giggle every time you start to feel a little wobbly. It's kind of like that game at the carnival where you have to climb that real rickety rope ladder to get up to ring the bell to get some big old stuffed animal. It's one of those things you have to laugh at because you spend, I was just doing the same arm and leg. Play around with variations. Pay $50 at the carnival to get, a cheap, smelly stuffed animal that just makes your kids so happy. All right. Come on back to your downward facing dog and then walk your hands back to your feet. We're just having some fun here. Remember, no expectations and no judgment, just presence, discovery, curiosity. All right, from here, we're going to rise all the way up and find our Tadasana. Tadasana is, I believe, the most powerful balancing pose. It looks super simple, looks like we're just standing, but there's so much going on right now. We are rooted down, we are lifting up, and we're evening out the weight so that we're not dumping onto one side or the other. We're perfectly centered. So find a little symmetry in the body here, whether it's the way that the legs are engaging onto the muscles, the way the pelvis is centered, spine lifted, shoulders in line. And once you become familiar with your Tadasana, your mountain pose, there is Tadasana in just about every other shape that we engage in. Let's take a big breath in. Let a big breath go. Beautiful. On the inhale, reach up, lift up. Hello, plant. Exhale, float back down. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, walk out to your high plank. From high plank, release the knees if you'd like. Untuck the toes, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, press into the earth, finding your cobra shape. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Big inhale. Full exhale. On the next inhale, look to the front of the mat. This time, step your feet to your hands. Inhale, rise all the way up. Back through Tadasana. Restore that sense of balance. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, float to fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, step back to high plank. With the knees up or down, lower chaturanga. That's your low push-up. Inhale, press the earth away, expand through the heart space. Cobra, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look to the front of the mat, bend the knees. See if you can take a little hop, feet to hands. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to the heart, Tadasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back, hands to shins. Plant the hands, step back to high plank. Maybe the knees stay up this time. And as you bend the elbows, pointing them back towards your heels for chaturanga, you stop halfway and then float onto the tops of the feet, lifting your thighs for your upward facing dog. Big breath in. Back to your downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more sun salutation, just building some heat in the body. Look forward, bend the knees, step or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, reach up, rise up. Back to mountain, Tadasana. Inhale, extend, and float to fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant the hands, step or hop back, your choice. If you're hopping, land right in your chaturanga with the elbows bent. Inhale to your cobra or upward facing dog. Meeting in your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Breathe in. Breathe out. On the inhale, look to the front of the mat. Step or hop feet to hands. And we're going to keep a little bend in the knees. Plant your palms down and just gently alternate tapping the right knee to the right elbow or tricep area rather, and release. And tap the left knee to the left tricep and release. And you can bend the knees as much as you'd like. We're just shifting the weight, just noticing how it feels. Preparing for one of our arm balances later. You have to warm up the legs, warm up the core, warm up the shoulders. Just take a few more taps. Let the head hang heavy. Nice. And then come back into center. Heel toe the feet together so the toe mounds are touching. And we're going to sweep up into a chair pose. Sink those hips nice and low. If you want to challenge your balance in your chair pose, start to lift your heels up. And notice when we do that, we have a natural tendency to kind of press forward with our weight. Keep the weight low and back. So it makes it extra challenging. You can lift the heels. Balance shapes really require your presence. They're great for mindfulness practice. Take another breath wherever you are. And fold, nice. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, step back to your high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, find your heart opener. Meeting in downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, reach the right leg high to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the right knee toward the right tricep. Once again, engage into the belly. Inhale, reach the leg back high. Do that 2 more times. Hinge forward, shoulders stacking over wrists. 1 more, big breath in. Knee to tricep. Beautiful, send it back up. And then step the right foot between the hands. Lower your back foot, finding a warrior one foot pattern. So for warrior one, your left foot is at an angle, just slightly angling it. You're sinking into your front leg, like a lunge, with your knee tracking externally. So you want to feel external rotation in that front thigh. Hips are squared to the front. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold, reach the arms behind you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Last one, big breath in. Full breath out. Stay folded. Reach the fingertips in front of you. Gaze down at your toes. Start to shift the weight into the right foot, building a balancing warrior 3 shape. Yes. So you can keep some buoyancy in the right knee, softness in the joint, or you can straighten the leg. And we want to bring this left hip down just a little bit so it's squared with the right. Where can you find your Sthira? Where are you noticing the power and the steadfastness and the rooting? And where can you invite the ease here? And take 1 more breath. Beautiful. Bring the left foot to meet the right. Find Tadasana for a moment. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, chair pose. Now, chair pose. Again, you can play around with different ways to challenge the balance. Maybe you come on to the heels or the balls of the feet, or maybe you practice lifting one foot or the other, and just notice what sort of shifts you need to make in the body to accommodate it, to find balance. And take 2 more breaths. The breath is your sukha here, it's your ease. And fold, nice. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hands to shins. Plant the hands, step back to high plank. Take your vinyasa flow. Maybe your flows lead you into a child's pose for rest, or right into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe
Breathe out. Let out some heat. You may not be as hot as me because you're not talking and teaching at the same time. So forgive my pantiness. Beautiful. On the next inhale, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left tricep as you hover shoulders over wrist. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to tricep once again. Staying strong through the core. Last one, leg up, knee to tricep with control, with breath. Extend and step the left foot through. Prepare for warrior one. So release your right foot down. Root in, rise up. So get situated here. So in warrior one, you want your legs in 2 lanes of traffic. You want to feel that back thigh spiraling inward, front thigh spiraling outward. You guys look awesome. Yeah, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold, bring the arms behind you. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bow down. Make sure the weight stays even in both feet. So all the muscles of the legs are contracted. Right here, stay folded. Reach the fingertips forward. Begin to shift into your left foot, finding your warrior three. We are balancing. So the gaze is settled into one spot. The belly is drawn up and in once again. Foot is flexed. Let the breath come in and out with ease. One more big breath. And step forward to the top of the mat. Nice. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Bring those toe mounts to touch. We're going to sweep up into chair once again. Sort of just deconstructing our Surya Namaskar B. For those of you keeping score, it's our Sun B salutation. Take a big breath in. From here, stay low in the hips. Bring both palms down and just gently shift the weight into the palms rather, not the hips. Shift the weight into the palms as you lean forward and bring the knees up into the triceps. We're not lifting fully into crow here yet. We're just shifting the weight. So this may not be accessible for everyone, and that's okay. You can still feel a little bit of shift as you lean into the palms. Just getting a sense of what it feels like to balance into the arms. And also notice as you rock forward, the engagement of the belly, drawing the navel up and in, like in our cat pose. One more big breath in, lean forward. And then we're going to come back, step the feet back, release the knees down, come into a child's pose. Notice how it feels to feel the beating heart. Notice the sensation of breath running through the body. Where in this moment can you feel Sthira Sukam Asinam? Where can you feel the warmth? Maybe you're sweating a little bit. Maybe it's that pulsing heart that reminds you of your strength, your courage. And where can you find the softness? Where are you feeling compassionate? What's feeling at ease? Big breath in. Full breath out. One more big inhale. Let the breath go. On the next inhale, we're going to shift into table position, finding our way back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. On the inhale, right leg rises, three-legged dog. Step the right foot through. Rise up into your high crescent lunge. From high crescent, we're going to shift back into our warrior three. a nice balancing shape, and then open the arms out. We're going to start to pretend we're airplanes experiencing a little turbulence. So remember that quote I read at the beginning where Melody Beattie encourages us to find what it feels like to be off center so that you know what it feels like to be back balanced in the center. So just challenge your balance here a little bit. And then turn those wings, there's a wall there, use it. Turn the wings all the way over to the left side. We're starting to build our balancing half moon. So you can root the right hand down to the earth, or if you have a block, it's a great time to invite it in. If you don't have a block, a book will do. Bringing it a few inches above the right toes, and start to open up your left side hip. Keep the foot flexed on the left leg, heel back, toe forward, and open up that left arm. This is one of my favorite balancing shapes, Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon. Take another big breath. Beautiful. And then bend into the right knee. Let the left foot come down, finding a warrior two. Just inhale, straighten the arm and leg. Exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And as you exhale, cartwheel the hand to frame the front foot. Step back to high plank. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart up. Back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. One more breath. Let it all go. Keep looking for length in the spine every time you arrive in your downward facing dog. The tailbone reaching high. Crown of the head low. On the inhale, left heel rises, three-legged dog. Step the left foot through. Press into the earth, rise up, high crescent lunge. From high crescent, shift into that left foot. Make your way forward into your warrior three once again. Bring those airplane wings out and notice some turbulence on this side. And what within the body is helping you to feel balanced, open, and accepting and curious and willing. It goes a long way. And then slowly start to turn those wings to the right, opening up the right side body, finding your half moon. Again, with or without a block or a book or something to connect you to the earth. Feeling the right side body open up, stack over the left. Flex into the right foot. Balancing half moon. Take one more big breath. Beautiful. Bend into the left knee, step back, wide stance, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the leg, palms connect. Exhale back to warrior two. Flip the left palm, reverse the warrior. Cartwheel the hands to frame the front foot and take your flow. High to low plank. Open up the heart. Back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look to the front of the mat. Bend the knees. Hop. Feet to hands. Inhale, rise all the way up. Back into your balancing Tadasana. And again, you may say to yourself, balancing? That's not really challenging. Balance doesn't have to be challenged. Balance just means that sense of equanimity, where you're present for what is. You're not pushing away. You're not pulling in. You're pure awareness. And there's so much awareness happening here because we feel ourselves rooted and lifted. It's our tallest version of self. We are strong through the spine. But the breath courses softly through the body to ease any tightness. Take another breath. Beautiful. From here, we're going to press into our left foot. Start to lift the right knee up toward our chest.
From there, start to extend your leg forward. Take another big breath. As you exhale, reach that leg behind you back to warrior three. Inhale, send it back forward like a pendulum, just gently swinging with the breath. Nice. Come back to forward. Bend the knee once again. Find external rotation into that right hip. And we're going to take a tree pose. So I'll come to face you. So for our tree pose, after we've externally rotated into the right hip, your foot is going to connect onto the left leg above or below the knee. So don't feel like you need to force anything. You're not trying to prove anything. You're just present for what feels good today. But once you've arrived with the foot onto the leg, contract through that standing leg and press back. So you feel the firmness. You feel the sthira, right? Then invite the spine to rise. And maybe you continue to challenge your balance by lifting the arms. And if you brought a block into your practice or a book, a really fun way to challenge your balance is to put your standing foot, I don't know if you can see me anymore, maybe out of view, but put your standing foot on the block, especially if it's foamy. It really adds a balance challenge. Another way you can add balance challenge is to invite a little wind into your branches. You can also change your gaze. So by looking up or close the eyes, remove the external gaze altogether. Let the internal gaze root you and see how that works for you. And all the while, as you're playing around with Sthira, with these challenges, invite the sukha, the goodness, the ease, the joy. Nice. Take one more big breath. Release the tree. Step the feet out a little wider. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, crescent over to the right side. Crescent over to the right side. Just open up the side body. Inhale back to center. Crescent over to the left. Come back in. We're going to add a balance challenge. Crescent over to the right. And see if you can lift your right leg. Not your left leg, your right leg. Take a big breath in. And release back down. We're going to crescent over to the left. Now shift into the right leg. See if you can lift your left leg. Think about how much you're concentrating right now. It's a beautiful way to build that presence. And release. Take a big breath in. And exhale, fold. Just fold. Maybe take a ragdoll. Sway a little bit from side to side. And then plant your palms, just playing around a little bit more with some crow prep, and we'll come back to it in just a moment. Once your palms are down below the shoulders and the knees are bent, drawn up toward the triceps, bend the elbows and just see how it feels to shift the weight into the arms. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Once we finally arrive here, we'll do it in a moment. You're going to be looking and leaning forward, and maybe you bring a pillow or something underneath your face just so that you can trust that you're not going to hurt yourself. Maybe you practice just springing forward and picking up the toes for a split second. Take one more breath. Make sure you are indeed breathing. And then we're going to rise all the way back up and bring the hands to the heart. Notice the beating heart once again. Any kind of workout that is challenging like that gets the heart rate going. Sometimes it gets the heart rate going because you're holding your breath and your body gets stressed, and that's why the heart rate increases. So the more of a soft breath you can invite into the body, the more your heart will be, at more of a resting pace. All right, so right now we're going to press into the right foot. Start to lift the left knee, extend the left leg forward. Exhale, swing it back with control back into your warrior three. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Nice. Taking your time, trusting your balance. Inhale forward, bend the left knee, externally rotate through that hip, and plant the foot on the right leg for your tree pose. Once again, you can go above the knee or below the knee. You can put your standing leg on something if you want to lift up and challenge yourself. You can also stay fully rooted. Maybe that's your challenge today, right? Taking it down a little bit, challenging yourself not to push yourself so hard. All right, you're welcome to build your branches. You're welcome to sway the branches, play around with the gaze options. Whew. Smile when you fall out, because you know it's always there waiting for you once again. We're not trying to prove anything to anyone. Let's not our ego. We're just here to have some fun. Beautiful. Take one more big breath. And release. We're going to come back to the top of the mat. And actually give yourself about 2 or 3 feet from the top of the mat. So maybe stand on the top 2/3 of the mat. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, draw the belly in. You need to engage the belly. Exhale, bow down. Sweep up into your chair pose, and we're going to start to build that crow pose. So your crow is an arm balance. We're going to bring the hands back down to the earth, squatting low into the hips. Bring the knees up into the triceps, and just carry the energy of yes right now. Even if you don't want to go into the full expression, the energy of yes will be open to possibilities, and your body may do things that you didn't think possible. So look and lean forward. If you look back at your belly or your toes, you're going to fall and you may hurt your neck, and we don't want that to happen. So look forward, lean forward, trust yourself, and see if you can start to bring your heels up toward your bum. Yes. And once you arrive, wherever you are breathing for 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Come see you guys. 1 more breath. I love it. Everyone's trying. Some people are just staring at me laughing. You guys look great. All right, we're going to come into a child's pose. Beautiful. Thank you for playing along. Come on down to your child's pose. Crow is a shape that teaches us a lot about ourselves. You know, it teaches us, are we paying attention to our bodies? Is it safe for me to do crow? And if there's no reason why it isn't safe, then what is the resistance, right? Where's the no energy? What's inspiring the no energy? And sometimes the no energy is for your own protection and safety, but sometimes it's there to just protect the ego. And so can we work on releasing that no energy and opening up the energy of possibility, right? And it's all about balance. Sometimes we need the no, sometimes we need the yes. Another big breath in. Let the breath go. From here, we're going to come onto a seated position. So swing the legs around. We're going to start to bend the knees, coming into a balancing shape of Navasana, right? So Navasana is great. When we're doing core workout, we do Navasana. When we do balancing workout, we do Navasana, or boat pose. So right now, we're looking at the balancing aspect of it by rooting into our sit bones. We lift up through the spine, start to tip back a little bit. So if you'd like to lift your legs, you can. And one way that we can turn this into balance is if you take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes and start to straighten or semi-straighten, is fine, the legs. And we're kind of using our own support here to find that balance. So we're stretching through the legs, stretching through the back, opening the heart, Getting a little workout into the core. Take 2 more big breaths. Take 1 more big breath. Beautiful. If the legs are extended, bring the soles of the feet together. We're all going to meet right here in a bakasana, bound angle pose. Just fold, hinging at the hips, getting a nice stretch into the hip creases. Take 2 more breaths. And then slowly come up to a seat. So we normally do our breath practice at the beginning of class, but sometimes I like to do it at the end of class, toward the end of class. If our breath sort of gets dysregulated during class, it gives us a chance to find a nice balance and evenness in whatever breath practice we're engaging in. And of course, today being a practice of balance, we are going to do a samavriti breath, which is same and equal breath. And so find any sukhasana, so sukha is the ease. Find any seated position with your hands on your knees and lift through the spine. Again, we're lifting, so we're inviting steadfastness, we're inviting that engagement, but without rigidity. There's still a sense of joy, still a sense of comfort in the body with that tall posture. But the tall posture enables us to invite deep breath into the belly. So a samavriti breath will go like this. I will begin the count and then I will fade away. And we're looking to find evenness on the inhales and the exhales. So I'm going to invite you to breathe to the count of 6 today. But if your breath is a little more shallow, you're welcome to begin your exhale whenever you'd like and just find your own evenness in your breath. Okay, samavriti breath. It's a balanced breath. So root down. Let's take a cleansing breath together. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Slowly through the nose, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause at the top. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the bottom. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause at the top. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the bottom. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. One more guided. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On your own for 4 rounds, whatever count serves you best. Finish your last round. The beauty in a breath practice like samavriti is it serves to regulate your nervous system. It helps to calm any emotional reactivity, any stress in the body. It brings you back to a state of equilibrium. So you can take that samavriti breath anytime you notice feeling a little bit agitated, a little bit angry, a little bit whatever it is you're feeling. It'll help restore in just a short period of time a sense of balance. So I invite you now for the last few moments before we have Shavasana to round out your practice with whatever you need to balance it out. So maybe you feel like you need an inversion, or you want to come onto your back and take some bridge poses, or legs up the wall, or hip stretches, whatever it is. Just play around for about 10 breaths, finding what you need in your practice to balance it out. This is you paying attention to you. What do you need? I will keep track of the count. We come check out all the cool stuff y'all are doing. I love it. I see lots of legs up. See some hip stretching. It's just all about you listening to you taking what you need. Take 5 more breaths. Be sure to come through any counter poses that are intuitive for you after doing what you've done. 2 more breaths. And then we'll all make our way down onto our backs for those of you who aren't already there. And if you need a few more breaths doing what you're doing, go for it. Otherwise, we're going to take a laughing happy baby. Shifting the weight side to side, and then just finding your balance right in the center. Draw your knees together, wrapping your arms around your shins. Lift your head up, giving yourself that well-deserved hug. Take a big breath in as you squeeze everything. And exhale, let it all go, finding your final rest in Shavasana. The work, the hard work, the muscular work is done. Some people feel that this is a challenging shape, just being still, but try to find the sukha. Find the joy, the pleasure, the ease right here as you melt. I share with you now a quote from Rachel Brathen, aka Yoga Girl. Balance is key in everything you do. Dance all night long and practice yoga the next day. Drink wine, but don't forget your green juice. Eat chocolate when your heart wants it and kale salad when your body needs it. Wear high heels on Saturday and walk barefoot on Sunday. Go shopping at the mall and then sit down and meditate in your bedroom. Live high and low. Move and stay still. Embrace all sides of who you are and live your authentic truth. Be brave and bold, spontaneous and loud. And let that complement your abilities to find silence, patience, modesty, and peace. Aim for balance. Make your own rules and don't let anybody tell you how to live according to theirs. Sthira Sukam Asinam. Where can you find that in everything you do in life? Showing up with passion and purpose, but also with compassion in your heart. Breathe into the body and offer some gentle movements to awaken from the rest. Start to stretch the body, reach in the arms and legs in opposite directions. Take a big breath in, inviting your intention back into your heart. Let it all go. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Roll onto one side. Take a moment to enjoy the benefits of your practice. Slowly start to rise to a comfortable seat. Finding that sukha in the body once again. Bring the hands together at your heart. Inspiring your sthira that burns deeply, that passion, that love, that fire. Know that I'm so grateful to each of you for joining us today. The love and the light that lives within me honors the love and the light that lives and shines brightly within each of you. Namaste. Allow me to turn off the recording, and then I'll invite you guys to open up your microphones and